you can be in the same sentence as Hidalgo, you're doing something right. As we get underway at the Peterson Event Center, Georgia Tech in the Road Navy uniforms. They win the tip. Hard to believe we are approaching the end of the regular season, but Georgia Tech starting to play some of their best basketball here late, coming off a double overtime loss to Clemson.
Gets on the stat sheet early on in the points column rather than just her rebounding that she is very impressive at.
Yeah, you know she's going to provide the boards, but would like to see a little more offensive production from Turnage. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, you saw their starting five, but Georgia Tech going with Turnage, who we mentioned. Erica Moon is the point guard. Told you about Walker and what she's been doing as of late. Walker only started 2 games in Happy Valley last year and has been the go-to player for the Yellow Jackets this season. And how about the strong take on the inside?
We're going to need to find somebody to get a body on her. And here you see she also can post up. She's an impressive guard who can play inside out. Jada Quealy just...
Hollingsworth hoists a 3 and hits.
Hollingsworth, Jason, another player that has just grown tremendously this season. A familiar starter as of late, but a true freshman who has been making her name known recently. As you see, Theresa Hagans drives the baseline. Look at this. 4 players touch the basketball. Great ball movement to hit Megan Hollingsworth.
Theresa Hagans Jr. coming off that 33-point outing on Sunday and turned over by Quealy. Georgia Tech gets the takeaway, and now Moon goes all the way in, and it pops down to Turnage, who finishes it off. Their game a week ago against Clemson went to double OT, so that was a 50-minute basketball game. So he had 2 points in that one. This one has been rotation by the Yellow Jackets. Now Walker in trouble.
Yeah, I think the Pitt bench thought that Walker got away with a travel inside the paint there.
Georgia Tech looking inside once again to Snoop Turnage. Said one of the biggest things she took from that experience is that sometimes less is more. She said as a younger coach, she might have been more worried about the most valuable part of the job, and you see the effects of that in the way they've played as of late, winning 2 of their last 4. Back-to-back threes, first from Villegas for the Panthers, and then an answer from Moon for Georgia Tech.
A flare screen, a designated play for her. But then on the other side, Jason, we talked off air, Georgia Tech was just getting all their points in the paint, and they finally knock it down beyond the arc.
And it fell. They're now up 10. Walker banging on the inside.
Again, Walker with that post up. Fatima Jahate just cannot finish it.
Walker trying to drive again. Beats Villegas and finishes.
Scouting report inside it out. Carla Villegas is a knockdown 3-point shooter, and she was pushing her off the 3-point line.
Renaya Foster converts off a good feed on the inside there. Pass came from Turnage. It's her first assist of the game. Nice cut from Hagans. Still more growth to be had. She is just scratching the surface of what she can become.
I mean, she's been so fun to watch all season, Jason, just the improvement that she has made. And she is still just...
Abusive coaching methods. Now, the university has responded that they are aware of these lawsuits and their allegations, which are without merit and will be vigorously defended. But in the meantime, he continues to coach the Panthers here in their final few games. When you mentioned the 1 3-pointer from Talayah Walker, that's something we talked about with her head coach, Karen Blair. She's very efficient from 3-point range, 42% on the year, but she'd like him.
Now, is she going to have a double-double before the halftime break, Jason, is the question.
I mean, at this point, I'd be surprised if she didn't. Georgia Tech has everything humming right now. Jahate got the mid-range. Is there once again. And, Brianna, that is going to give Snoop Turnage the double-double. Now it's Moon in transition, beats Villegas, but Villegas able to track back and make the play, and a foul called on shot making on offense. They have missed their last 6 from the floor, and a foul gets the rebound off the Johnson miss, and Termes comes up with it.
They're getting good looks at the rim. They're able to knock down. As you see, Theresa Hagans gets inside. Maybe heard me talking a little bit over.
Like that, it's hard to not get excited about her ceiling. course, Tori Verdi said she doesn't have a ceiling. Sky's the limit for this freshman.
Sky is the limit.
Such an exciting time in the college basketball season with postseason play. Hard to believe we're just a couple weeks away. Snoop Turnage.
Yeah, and you see here they draw to Turnage in that deep corner, looking aggressively for her shot tonight here. Coaches have goals on the boards for guards and post players. I feel like there was some sort of challenge for Snoop Turnage to get in double figures or something. Team response from the bench showed that.
Well, Brianna, it reminds me of one of the conversations we had with Karen Blair as the Yellow Jackets knocked down another three, but when she does shoot, so she's telling her other guards, hey, make sure you appreciate this. This is a player that gets all the rebounds and just distributes. And Turnage somehow still with all kinds of energy. Finds Walker. Three in the air. It's good. They really feel like they're improving each game, still getting better. She says she's still teaching her coaching staff at a very high level. And
Thomas Harris and Jahate battling on the inside for rebounds on both sides of the floor.
Inside Jahate, one-on-one on Thomas Harris. And gets the short jumper.
That's a big bucket for the Pitt Panthers to take into this halftime break.
So the Panthers get the final basket of the first half, but Brianna, this was all Georgia Tech through the first 20 minutes.
Tori Verdi, that he wanted them to shoot threes. He wanted to, as we say it, and they click again from beyond the arc for Foster. I mean,
from the Georgia Tech bench, everyone in a Yellow Jacket uniform having a night to remember. A Yellow Jacket team that has a first-year head coach and is really hitting their stride late in the season.
Here in Pittsburgh.
Just a tremendous performance from a player in Turnage who, 3 seasons at Florida State. Played in a total of 90 games for the Garnet and Gold, 30 starts in those 3 seasons. But certainly having her biggest impact this year in her senior season with Georgia Tech. And that's something Karen Blair spoke about as well.
Yeah, and she's one that comes to mind as you saw her stats there, just progressively got better year in year and really jumped from last season.
Mentioned she had 20 rebounds in her last game at Clemson. That was a career high, but
on the boards, 33 rebounds, Georgia Tech, just to Pitt's 19.
Great find, Termis to Turnage.
Some of the moves that she makes, some of the passes that she throws just up there to Michaela Johnson. She has a bright future.
Villegas with the quick release, and now it's the Panther bench on their feet. It's a team that fought all the way back on Sunday. Do they have a comeback in them again here tonight? That time turned over by Hagans. Turnage one-on-one with Biggs. Goes into contact and finishes.
Biggs, the sophomore from Pitt, but she looked like she was going to pull it out, and then she saw she could attack, then she finished at the rim. Yeah, no, not at all, that's for sure.
Theresa Hagans Jr. with all that momentum. Turnage will hand off to Samuel. Turnage gets it back, working on Johnson. Kick out Albin, knocks it down.
At number 3 for her, just a nice kick out of that post to her guard.
Jahate has been efficient from the mid-range tonight, and she sets up her offense here into the fellow freshman Hollingsworth. Backing down Turnage, has it denied. And Jahate up to 10 points on the jumper to close out the third quarter. 9 to shoot for Georgia Tech. Moon drives. Finds a cutting Walker. Got the finish. Led by as many as 35. That was early into the third quarter. They were up 63-28. And Panthers have eaten into that lead, but a nice shot.
Yeah, you see here Foster and Johnson going at it back to back, but just an incredible game that she's having here tonight.
Johnson, penetration, turnaround, gets the roll. In the second half, and in the first half, they were 8 for 15 from beyond the arc.
Yeah, they for sure cooled off, but Carla Villegas has not in the second half. You see here, just letting the play develop, and Carla Villegas, MJ, Michaela Johnson. Yeah, and that was a play called from the bench. As you see, Theresa Hagans has a sub right for her at the bench. Jada Quealy getting set to...
And Georgia Tech happy to use some clock when they're on offense here late. Samuel got a three. Big shot for Georgia Tech to end the Pitt run. Is taking their time on these possessions late. Wisely using their full possession and waiting for the right shot, and Samuel has it.
Yeah, talk about using the whole...
And they get to be home for a while, Bree, because they end the season with 2 home games, and then that will go right into the ACC tournament, which Tech... Excited to see what this Georgia Tech team can do the rest of the way, but also excited for the career of Karen Blair, coach who has been an assistant for so long, over 25 years, and finally now has the opportunity as a head coach here with Georgia Tech. And in case they go back and look and take one away, he gets an extra. First 2020 game by a Georgia Tech player since the mid-90s.